Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome in. This is BigBearFoundation.com back here with another video. And welcome to the week 7 analytics predictions. We're gonna dive into the pick against the spread, my final score, and what I'm expecting overall from the game. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys do like and subscribe here to the channel. We really appreciate everybody's support. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Really appreciate that as well. Make sure you guys go join the Discord. Link is in the description. If you guys haven't checked out my previous 2 videos, make sure you guys go do that. It was my review and pick against the subs. Go ahead and check that out. Also, make sure you guys come join us tonight. We're going to be live tonight. It's going to be a new game. You guys don't know what it is, but make sure you guys come join us then. Today we are going to move a little bit faster because, one, this video is probably going to be uploaded a little bit late before Thursday Night Football. And 2, I'm supposed to stream tonight, so we're gonna get into everything a little bit faster here. So just bear with us. We're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna move a little bit faster here. But coming off last week, with 60 and 32 right now, it's my overall record for regular picks. You guys see in the pick'em video every single pick'ems with the video every single week. 13 and 1 is when I went last week. Very happy about that. Spread picks record, I went 52 and 41, and I went 10 and 4 last week. So pretty good, some good stuff right there. You know, I think we could have done a little bit better on both categories, especially regular picks record. I'm cool with it. Spread, I think we could have done a little bit better, but it's alright. It's alright. We're still rolling. We're still chilling. So yeah, I forgot to put my spread pick on on the pick'em channel for ESPN. So I just go ahead and did it. But like I said, we're gonna move a little bit faster today. So just bear with us. And because I'm supposed to stream at 8:30, so we gotta move. We gotta go. I'm supposed to stream in a half hour, so we gotta go a little bit faster here. But just bear with us. We'll get it together. So weekly gains award, we got the best, worst, trickiest, 1 point, and ass beating of the week. If you guys are unfamiliar of what we do here in the analytics predictions, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so here's your standings for the AFC, NFC. Not going to get into it too much, but took a look at overall standings. This is what we got going into week 7. Like I said, if you're 1st through 7th, you will make the playoffs if this season ended today. So there will be the teams making the playoffs and missing the playoffs if you're 8th through 16th, you will miss the playoffs. So there you have it for the AFC, and then here you have it for the NFC side of things. 1st through 7th right now makes the playoffs, and then 8th through 16th is the elimination bracket. So there is your standings heading into week 7. All right, let's go into the bye week teams here. We got the Cowboys and the Bears both on bye weeks this week. Cowboys really needed it after coming off their pretty embarrassing outing last week. Plus their team is just not really performing specifically at their stage. So let's see if they can turn that around. Bears is kind of unfortunate that they had the bye week because how good they've been playing recently, but the Bears on the bye week as well. They're playing good football. Defense has been playing really good. So there you guys have it for the Bears bye week. So you two enjoy your bye week. We'll see you guys next week. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive into here because, like I said, this video is coming out way late, so we're gonna move a little bit faster here. All right, let's talk about here for Thursday Night Football. Here we got the Broncos taking on against the New Orleans Saints here. I went with the Broncos to win this one, 19-16. Kind of a defensive war in this one. I'm taking Denver -3 as well. I like that pick on spread here. If the spread is updated by now, I'm sorry, but like I said, we're just trying to get this out right now. So, all right. So when you take a look at this game in general, Broncos coming off of a tough loss against the Chargers. Even though they thought they had to make a comeback in the end, it just kind of fell short there. Saints coming off the 4th defeat in a row, losing in this building against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But when you look at this game in general, the Broncos do not have the best offense, so I do think the Saints will get a break a little bit offensively here. But here's the thing about the Saints, and here's why I'm not going to pick them here. The Saints are missing Rashid, and they're missing Chris Olave. They're missing their top 2 leading receivers, and that's going to be terrible for New Orleans going into a matchup that defense is really respectable in the Denver Broncos. Denver, I don't think they're good all it means, but they're at least respectable. And when you don't have those 2 players playing against respectable defense like Denver's, that I don't think that's the right matchup for you. You know what I mean? Even though you're home, I do think the Saints are going to be more motivated because they're trying to break out this 4-game losing streak that they're currently in. Like they're like stuck in this hole that they just can't get out. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with the Broncos here, 19-16. Now, if Chris Olave and if they were both playing, I'm probably going with New Orleans here because they are at home. They should be motivated by then, but I just think the Saints losing their two receivers is really gonna cost them here, and I don't want to feel like a hater, but I just feel, I mean, like I said, if they have the two receivers in this game, I'm taking New Orleans. But I think Denver has a night defensively against New Orleans, against them too. Those scheme out some things. I think the Broncos offense will be just good enough for them to go down there, score some points. I'm kind of expecting this to be a low scoring game though. I think both defenses will make plays. I'm kind of expecting this to be more of a defensive game than an offensive game. But give me the Broncos win this one, 19-16. Give me Denver -3. Should be a pretty interesting game on Thursday night. But at the end of the day, I'm going with the Denver Broncos to pull it out here on the road due to Rashid and Chris Olave being out for this one. All right, next up we got the Patriots taking on against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams are struggling right now, just trying to find some momentum in any kind of formation. Patriots coming off another loss, their 5th defeat in a row. Jacksonville coming off a pretty hard defeat in this building against the Bears last week. But we look at this game in general. I think the Jaguars have kind of have an advantage here because the Patriots have to travel here. Jacksonville is staying here after 1 week, and it's just not just that. I think this game really specifically comes down to which team you trust more in this situation. And I think my answer is the Jacksonville Jaguars here. I think the Jaguars have more talent. I think Evan Ingram's going to get going. I think Trevor Lawrence has a pretty good game, if I'm being completely honest with you. Even though Trevor Lawrence has been inconsistent this year, I do think he gets going a little bit. I like Tixby a lot in this matchup playing against New England rush defense. I don't think the Patriots are a good defense at all, so I do think there's inclined to see Jacksonville's top players get going in this game. Look at the Patriots as well. I think the Patriots can move the ball down the field. Drake May has been moving the ball down the field. Last week he did a really good job of doing that. Expect Ramondre Stevenson, expect them to really get going. The Patriots receivers, I have no doubt they're going to get going because Jacksonville's secondary and their defense in general is terrible. So I can see the Patriots scheming up points, but by far this is what this is. And I'm sorry, London, but we have to get this award because this is just terrible here. This is the worst game of the week. I don't think this one's even close. It's just unfortunate too because this game is in London. It's just unfortunate, man. But by far, this is the worst game of the week. You have two 1-5 teams here going at it. Neither team has looked good. But like I said, I think this game really comes down to which team you trust more in this situation. And my answer is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do think they pull it out here in a close one, 20-17. But I am taking the Patriots plus 5.5. That is way too many points for Jacksonville to be favored by, especially in this matchup. Now, if we're talking now, I know the line does move, so I'll make my picks accordingly, how I think the line moves. But right now, as I'm recording this, it's at 5.5. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I'm gonna take New England and definitely cover that spread. But 20-17, take Patriots right now plus 5.5. But I think that's just too many points. But this one should be a very low scoring affair. Very low scoring, pretty boring here at a game in London. But at the end of the day, I'm going with the Jags. I kind of trust their team more in this situation. All right, next we got the Seattle Seahawks taking on against the Atlanta Falcons. Seahawks coming off of their 3rd defeat in a row. This team started 3-0, and ever since then, like we win 3 games, we lose last games. Also coming off of a pretty at-home, pretty beat-down defeat against the San Francisco 49ers, who just kind of looked defeated throughout that stretch. Atlanta coming off another win against Carolina. In Carolina, their offense looked dynamic in this one. But looking at the Seahawks in general, the Seahawks did a really good job of moving the ball down the field. I do think they will continue to do that with DK, with Geno, with Kenneth Walker. I'm kind of expecting him to have a really good game. Atlanta's rush defense is not the best. Meanwhile, Atlanta's defense is not specifically the best. So I do think Seattle's going to score 23 points. They will get down the field and score at times. But I like what I'm seeing out of Atlanta. Atlanta, their defense is probably an issue right now. They can't really stop anybody off the ground, off the air. That's why I kind of see Seattle's guys having a big night here. But we look at the Falcons in general, their offense has been really good. And even though the Seahawks defense is not the best either, I do think the Seattle defense will be out there more longer than their offense. And I think Atlanta will force a couple turnovers, and I think that's going to give them more possession to get ahead 30-23 here at home in Atlanta. I'll say if this game was in Seattle, maybe I take the Seahawks, maybe. But Seattle, I think this is a long road trip for you too as well. You know, you're going into here. This is a very long road trip for you. But in this game, I'll take Atlanta to win. I think Drake London has a big night. I think Mooney has a big night. I think Kirk Cousins continue to ball. Alloway is Coke Turbo. It's Cooktober. You guys know what I mean? It's Cooktober. I think the Falcons do pull it out 30-23. Should be a pretty. I'm kind of expecting this game to be high scoring here. And I'll take Atlanta -3 right now because that's a little bit too low of a spread. For me to take Seattle on this one. So take Atlanta both ways. This should be a pretty good, fun game here in Atlanta. All right, next we got Tennessee taking on against the Buffalo Bills. Tennessee has not looked good in the last couple weeks. They look completely atrocious. They look like they don't know what they're doing at either end of the ball. Buffalo looks pretty good right now. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna say pretty good. Actually, I'll take that back. They haven't looked pretty good, but they've been finding ways to win ball games. I do think they bounced back pretty nicely against the win over the Jets, even though it was only by a short margin. But I do think they did look a lot better from the two games that they lost to in recent weeks. The Bills, I think this is their first home game in a month. I do think the Bills are going to come out here, put on the talent show in front of the home fans. I think they do miss being here at home. And matter of fact, we might as well just go ahead and lock this in because there's just no other answer here. This is your week 7 ass beating of the week. I got the Bills winning this game 37-13. I'm taking the Bills minus mine. Like, I don't care what the spread is. I'm taking the Bills no matter what. Bills are at home, playing in front of the home fans. The Bills are just a better team than the Titans. I mean, it's just plain and simple. I don't think there's really get any base. Even if you want to think Tennessee is going to throw up some points offensively, Bills defense is not the best. You could say Tennessee throws up more points than 13, but you might think this game might be a little bit closer than it is. But I think Buffalo goes an explosion here offensively. Tennessee does not have the defense to stop this Buffalo offense. I think they will be explosive at times. I think the team is just a lot better than Tennessee's. So in this game, give me the Bills to win this one, and it ass kicking 37-13. You guys know the Bills like to do this. The Bills like to blow out bad teams. We see it all the time. I think it happens again in this game. Take the Bills -9. Like I said, I don't care what the spread is. I'm taking the Bills regardless. And yeah, I want to give Tennessee more credit. I do want to hope that they do a little business of something here, but I just refuse to believe it. I don't think Tennessee that good. Bills should be able to take advantage of everything Tennessee has to offer. And yeah, get ready for a banger on Sunday if you guys know what I'm talking about. But the Bills, they should be able to win this one pretty handily. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on against the Cleveland Browns. Cincy, their offense looked a little bit slow on the win against the Giants. I don't think this offense has really looked pretty exactly like what we were advertising them to be. Cleveland's offense continues to be a national disaster. I think we saw that for the fourth week in a row. I'm surprised they're sticking with Deshaun Watson back there. Like you would think they would switch up the quarterback situation, knowing that the offense is pretty bad. Now, one plus thing for Cincinnati, they are getting Nick Chubb back, so I'm curious to what we're going to see from him in his debut. I'm not expecting too much from Nick Chubb because coming off injury, you've been off injury for 2 years, not expecting too much. But Cleveland, I'm not really expecting anything from you offensively because there's just nothing to hope for. But defensively, I think you will keep in with Cincinnati just a little bit. Maybe we're talking about a quarter and a half. Maybe. Cincinnati, I'm expecting your offense to bounce back again. Joe Burrow should get cooking again. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Even Cleveland, the Browns do have a really good defense. And shout out to the Browns. The Browns do have a good defense. I will continue to believe in the Browns defense. But when you take a look at the offense, it's just abysmal, man. I think Cincinnati has a good day defensively again, like they had last week against the Giants. I know I do think the Browns can score 14 points, but the Bengals are going to score more points, go 28 points. I'm kind of expecting a bounce back offensive performance here from Cincy. Expecting all their guys to get going here in this game. And like I said, I know the Browns have a good defense, but they're just going to have too much to watch for. I think Cincinnati's just a better overall team than Cleveland, and their defense is going to be exhausted because they're going to be out there majority of the time while the Browns offense can't generate or do anything on offense, as we've seen like these last 3 weeks or whatever how long it's been. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win this one 28-14. I think they walk out of here with a pretty comfortable win, but I am going to take Cincinnati though, -5.5. That's the spread is. If the spread is maybe like 7, actually no, I'm taking Cincinnati no matter what the spread is. In this game as well, because Cleveland's offense, it just can't be trusted. It's like one of the worst offenses I think we ever seen in NFL history, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But Nick Chubb is coming back, so like I said, so maybe there's some motivation there, but I got nothing for the Browns offense. I need to see it to believe it. Maybe their offense changes with Nick Chubb. We'll find out this week, but I just need to, like I said, I need to see it to believe it. So therefore, we're gonna go with the Bengals to win this one and get the dub here in Cleveland in a division rival game. All right, next we got the Texans taking on against the Green Bay Packers here. This game is really good. I think this actually was one of the more tougher games for me to pick this entire weekend. Both of these two teams look really good offensively, defensively. I think both of these two teams look really good, solid. Green Bay does have some stuff to work on. Defensively. Texans def. I don't know what to really think about the Texans defense. I think they just been kind of similar right now. Now Texans, no, both of these two teams are going to show some great stuff offensively. Texans, I think, are going to miss. Texans are going to miss Nico Collins for this game on a receiver, because both of these two defenses are very capable of causing turnovers. I think we just saw that, and I don't know. When you just look at these two teams, I think these are two like very familiar teams. They both have sneaky weapons on offense. Both defenses are all right. They're both are respectable defenses. I think home field. I think with this game being at Lambeau is definitely going to help out the Packers in this one. This is going to be a fun game, no regard. This game can go either way, and this is going to be a fun game for sure. But in my opinion, I think home field advantage takes it, man. I'm gonna take the Packers and win this one 27-24. It should be a good game. I'm gonna take Green Bay -2.5. I think that's too small. Too small of a sample size for a spread for me to really take Houston. But if the spread's like 5 or 6, maybe I'm definitely going Houston there, because I'm kind of expecting this game to be tight. I can see this being my 1 point game of the week. I was kind of thinking about that for a moment, but nah, I'm gonna take the Packers in this one 27-24, take them -2.5, but this one should be a pretty interesting game. Expect CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Jaden Reed, Kraft, Romeo Dobbs. Expect all of them to get going. Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, two really good young quarterbacks you're going at. They're really going to be really good in this game. Both of them. I'm expecting big performances from both of them. By the end of the day, I think home field advantage really comes into play here, and that's why I'm taking the Packers to win this game. But this game's in Houston. We're taking the Texans. Yeah, this game's in Houston. We're going the other way. But right now, we're going to go with the Packers. Next up, we got the Dolphins taking on against the Indianapolis Colts. Sorry, I forgot to put the record on here, but it just is what it is. So the Dolphins right now, Dolphins are 2-4. No, Dolphins are 2-3 to come out of the bye. Colts are 3-3, I believe. So we look at this game in general. Miami, Colts. This game should be pretty fair too. I think this one can go either way. If Miami had Tua, I'm probably taking the Dolphins. I'm being completely honest. I think Jonathan Taylor is coming back for the Colts. I think this one's gonna be close. But here's the thing about the Colts. When you look at the Indianapolis Colts, this team performs a lot better at home than they do on the road, and that's not a false statement. That's a true statement. This team performs way better at home than they do on the road. But when you look at Miami, this team still had studs offensively, but I just don't think it's really gonna be enough for me to take down the Colts in Indy. I think Indy just takes it at home, man. Just because I just think Miami doesn't really have a quarterback to really get them consistently get down the field and score. Yes, I do think Miami will score on the Colts, because the Colts do not really have that respectable kind of defense, but I do believe in their offense. Colts play way better at home than they do on the road. So I think this home field advantage really helps out the Colts in their favor. Take them to win this one 24-20. I will take the Colts -3 because that's a little bit too small of a sample size for me of a spread for me to be able to take Miami on this one. But yeah, I like the Colts here in Indy. I like him. I think the Colts get it done here at home. But this game should be interesting. Next up here, we got the Detroit Lions taking on against the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. This was probably the hardest game of the week. We might as well just go ahead and get to it. We actually have an award for this game, so let me go into it and I'll get to my explanation. This is by far the best game of the week. I don't know what matchup out here is better than this one. Detroit, Minnesota, both these two teams look really good right now. This was the hardest. This was really hard for me to pick on. This game could go either way. I don't know. There's some good arguments for both sides why you can take them. You can take Detroit because Detroit has a really good run game. Their offense looks super dynamic right now. Montgomery, Gibbs, Marcy Brown, Williams, Jared Goff, they all look good. Sam Laporta. Everybody looks good. Minnesota's defense is definitely going to be tested here for the first time with all those guys I just mentioned. I do think everybody on Detroit is going to have a big night. Them six are all going to have good nights. Meanwhile, looking at the Vikings here, they got the bank with them. That's going to be another key factor in this game. This game is played in the bank. It's not in Detroit. So I really had to take some time to really think about this game. But I'm going to go with Detroit because I trust them a little bit more offensively. Now, I am expecting Justin Jefferson to have a big night. Justin Jefferson, he normally goes off against the Lions, and I'm kind of expecting him to do the same. Sam Darnold, I'm expecting him to have a good game as well. I do think both sides are going to see a lot of scoring on this one. Both defenses. Now, you could say with the Lions, Aiden Hutchinson being out for the rest of the season, that could affect Detroit. I mean, it could, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna take Detroit. I'm gonna take Detroit to win this. They will get the job done here in Minnesota. I don't like picking against the Vikings in the bank. You guys know the deal. I think the bank will play its factor as it always does, but I'm gonna take Detroit. I trust them a little bit more. I do think they will come out here, especially losing Aiden Hutchinson last week. I do think they come out here with some more inventions. Love I'm seeing out Detroit's defense even without him this year. So I'm comfortable here with taking Detroit. But this game could go either way, and I would not be shocked if Minnesota wins. Because like I said, if the bank it plays its factor, it can happen. But I'm taking the Lions here in a shootout here at 33-30. And I'm not surprised Detroit was actually underdogs in this game. I'm not surprised at all. But in the day, going with the Lions, they will pull it out here in Minnesota, hand the Vikings their first loss of the season. But this game is going to be fun. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be an exciting one. All right, next up we got the Eagles here taking on against the New York Giants. Eagles, who did not really look that good. I know they beat the Browns, but they only beat them by 4 points, and their offense has not really looked that good. Now it's back to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Maybe that was just a week to get back into connection there. Maybe they're just coming off injury. Maybe they're trying to get something going there. But the Eagles do need to perform better offensively if they want me to pick them teams like what they're playing against these next few weeks. They're gonna have to prove to me that their offense can show up. Meanwhile, looking at the Giants, their offense did look a little bit slow last week as well. Didn't really like their performance offensively. But defensively, they looked all right. Defensively, I think we saw some good things out of them. Held the best offense, one of the better offenses in football. It's only 17 points last week. That was pretty impressive there. But here's the thing, Saquon Barkley's revenge game. We talk about this. I do think Malik Neighbors is coming back for New York, which will definitely help out their offense. But I think this is a Saquon Barkley revenge game. I do think he comes into his former team. I think he beats them there. I think this game probably should be a blowout, but I'm going to predict this game to be close because it's Nick Sirianni. He's kind of a little bit dumbass, if I'm being honest. But if I'm being honest, I think this game is going to be close. It will be hard fighting. It will be competitive. But I'm expecting the Eagles' offense to bounce back more. I think we're going to see a little bit more out of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I'm kind of expecting Saquon to go off. You guys know what I mean? It's a revenge game, so let the man feast on his revenge game. But, the Giants' defense has been respectable. Giants' defense is the thing that you kind of have to worry about here in Philadelphia. Giants' defense has been really respectable. They show they're capable of stopping anybody. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give the side to the Eagles. I just think they're better on basically every single aspect, almost every single aspect. They should be able to get the job done here. But I won't be surprised if the Giants win this game. But I will take Philly -3 though, because I think that's just too low of a spread pick. But at the end of the day, we're going to go with the Eagles for both categories. 24-18, I think that's a good score. Giants have respectable defense, so I can't give the Eagles too many points after what we saw last week. But I do think at the end of the day, the Eagles will pull it out. Next over here, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on against the Washington Commanders. Carolina is coming off a loss against the Falcons, but we did see some good things offensively from them. Washington's coming off pretty slow performance. I do think overall Washington needs to perform better defensively. And I know Washington does not. I know Washington's defense has been picking up and has been getting better, but we need to see a little bit more out of them. Now, no regards, Carolina can't score. Can score. Carolina can get down the field. They can score at certain drives. I have no issues about that. I think this team is very much capable of getting down the field and score. But here's the thing. Even with Carolina, even if they can score, like I said, Washington does not have the greatest defense. Even though they can, and I believe in Carolina, they can score. But I don't think they're going to score as much as Washington. I think Washington bounces back here offensively. Washington really loves to light up the scoreboard against bad teams or bad defensive teams, and that's exactly what Carolina is. Carolina is a terrible defensive team. I think Jaden Daniels really gets going. I think we're really about to see Washington, what we saw 2 weeks ago against the Browns when they lit up the scoreboard. That's just what I'm kind of expecting here from Washington, especially being at home helps out a lot for Washington as well. And they think they go in here, take care of misses, bounces back. Go to 5-2 in the record. I like Washington here. I think they'll have a really big offensive bounce back performance, and they win this 134-21. Kind of another game that you should probably expect a lot of high scoring here, but I will take Washington -9. I don't think Carolina puts it between single digits. I do think, like I said, I think Carolina can score. I just don't think it's going to be as much as I think Washington's going to score. But this one is going to be pretty interesting. But the only reason why I'm not picking Carolina here too is because Carolina's defense is terrible, and while Washington is at least a tiny bit respectable. So got to go with Washington to win this game at home. They should be able to get the job done here in kind of a shootout fashion. But it should be get ready for offensive showcase from both teams though. All right, next we got the Raiders taking on against the Rams. Raiders are just a huge mess right now. I don't know what you can really think about the Raiders right now at this moment. The team. I don't know why the team just looks kind of slow. You know what I mean for the Raiders. Maybe look at the Rams. The Rams will come out in the bye week. I think they are going to get Cooper Kupp back. I think we should be just fine in this matchup. I'll take the Rams to win this one 28-16. Sorry, you can't see the line over there. I mean, I think you can anyway. But the Rams should be good coming off a bye week. The Rams have shown we can compete against anybody. Offensively, I'm expecting the Rams to kind of get going a little bit here offensively. We're playing it now. I know the Raiders defense is good. Max Crosby is basically the only thing that you have to worry about here for us offensively. But I like it a lot. I think Matthew Stafford has a great game. Cooper Kupp should be able to bounce back from injury. Tutu Atwell, I think he's going to be very effective in this game as well. Just expect a lot of Rams players to get really more motivated in this one. Come off a bye week, you know what they have to do. They're at home. They know they have to start winning games, and I think they start doing that right now. So I think the Rams to win this. Meanwhile, look at the Raiders. Like I said, they're a huge mess right now. This team to just traded Avonte Adams. I'm not really expecting too many things from them offensively in this one. They will throw up points because the Raiders do that every now and then. But the Raiders defense I think is going to get kicked in by the Rams offense. I'm not expecting the Raiders to really just go down the field and score a little bit. Even though the Rams defense, even though our defense is not the best, I do think our offense will win this game for us and start our comeback here. So take the Rams to win this game 28-16. Take the Rams -6.5 because I just think that's a little bit too low. If we're talking about maybe like 8.5, 9, yeah, sure, you can take the Raiders there. But as the line moves right now, I think it's 6.5. I'll take the Rams to cover that. I like our chances coming out the bye week. I think we're getting more healthy. And as the Rams continue to be more healthy, I am expecting us to get back into the fight with the division and all that stuff. So. Plus, the Rams have been able to compete with anybody even when they're banged up, so that gives me more confidence here to take my boys. But yeah, the Rams should be able to bounce back here in LA, and we'll see what happens from there. But I'm expecting my boys to get it done here against Vegas. All right, next over here we got the Chiefs taking on against the San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs are just finding a way to win ball games. Okay, it's just plain and simple. I know this is a Super Bowl rematch. I know San Francisco is going to be furious. I know San Francisco is probably going to take this one personal, but when you look at the Niners don't look like themselves. I think that's an easy fix right there. Niners do not look like themselves. I do think I am expecting this to be a close game. You know, Niners are getting more healthier as the season. Now, the only thing I think they're really missing is Christian McCaffrey. But besides that, the Niners are getting pretty healthy, right? They got Debo back. They got Kittles, right? Those two should probably have good big nights as well. Meanwhile, look at the Chiefs. Their defense is all right. I know the Chiefs are missing a lot more like studs than, or I should say, guys that they really relate on than the 49ers, which is pretty fair. With this game being in San Francisco, it definitely will help the Niners, especially them losing the Super Bowl last year. So I'm kind of expecting their fans and everybody to get into Kansas City's heads here. But this game's going to be so close that I think this is my 1 point game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. This is my 1 point game of the week. I am expecting this game to be very close. Hold up. I'm expecting this game to be close. I think this one's going to be hard fighting. Should be competitive here. I'm going to take KC plus 1.5. I'm kind of surprised they are kind of underdogs in this game. And I will take the Chiefs to win this one 24-23. Like I said, 1 point game of the week. I do think the Chiefs get it done. And here's the thing. Here's the real reason why I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs because I do think they do a better job of out executing their opponent in crunch time. Like I said, I do think this game is going to go into crunch time. But we've seen San Francisco in crunch time many times this year. They lost in crunch time against the Rams. They lost in crunch time in this building against the Cardinals. This team just looks like they can't execute in crunch time, and that's going to be something that has to be. That's history. When you're playing against the Chiefs, especially when you're expected to be in a dogfight, you have to out execute the Chiefs. Nobody has really successfully out executed on the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, this is just one thing about the champs. I'm like, until somebody beats the champs, until somebody goes out here, defeats the 2-time Super Bowl and reigning defending champion Chiefs, until somebody does that, I will continue to pick the Chiefs until somebody goes out there and does it. Unfortunately, I don't think that's San Francisco. I think they will get out executed by Kansas City down the stretch. So I do think Kansas City does win this game. They know that Andy Reid got the bigger head. I think he makes better, smarter decisions than Kyle Shanahan. So yeah, I'll take the Chiefs to out execute the Niners. But if this game wasn't really coming down to execution, I probably would take the Niners because it's a revenge game for sure on the KC team itself. But take the KC, they will out execute San Francisco. It's unfortunate for me to say it because I do want the Chiefs to lose this game, even though I'm a Rams fan saying that. But yeah, if the Chiefs lose, I get it, but I don't think they will here. I think they will execute the Niners to a win with a 1 point win here over San Francisco in San Francisco. All right, next up we got here Sunday Night Football. Here we got the Jets taking on against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this game for me really came down to who's playing and who's not playing. But let me give you guys my logical reason why I'm picking the New York Jets to win this game. We look at the Jets. No, sure, they did not have a good offensive performance last week against the Bills. We all know that. But the Jets' defense did. They had a great performance in that. So I think this game really came down to the Steelers. Like, I don't have anything in the Jets. Like, I think the Jets are going to be explosive offensively with Devontae Adams. Sure, yeah, we get all that. But I think this game really came down to me, like, viewing the Steelers. Like, I heard now, if you didn't hear that, Russell Wilson is starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if I'm even honest, I think that's going to come back to bite them because with Steelers, I think they started to really get into an offensive groove I think they started to get into an offensive groove a little bit with Justin Fields. I thought their offense looked a little bit dynamic. Here's the thing about the Steelers, though. I don't know what to really expect with Justin Fields in the pocket because you know how every single time you have a different quarterback, it changes the scheme of the team, the offense. I don't know what we're really going to watch here out of the Steelers. I don't know what kind of offensive performance we're going to get. Now, if Justin Fields was starting, I'm probably going to go with the Steelers with this one because like I said, Steelers offense looked really good. They looked really motivative. But yeah, I got to go with the Jets here. I do think Devontae Adams said he's going to go right away. So Devontae Adams is going to play in this game. I think that helps out the Jets offense a lot. I think the Jets have too much weapons now to look for Pittsburgh. Even though I like Pittsburgh's defense a lot, I do think this is going to be a defensive game because both defenses are really good. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Jets to have more weapons to revive around offensively and we just don't know what we're going to get from Russell Wilson at quarterback for this team for the first time. So we don't know what we're going to see. If Justin Fields was starting, I'm probably taking the Steelers here, but he's not starting, so I'm going to take the Jets in this one. Take the Jets 18-14 low defensive battle here, but I trust the Jets offense a little bit more, and plus just the questions of what we're going to see from Russell Wilson out there, a quarterback for the Steelers. But I'm taking the Jets -1. That's just way too low for this spread pick. Like that's almost picking the Steelers. I've had to pick the Steelers. That's the only reason why I've been picking the underdog here. But yeah, today I'm gonna go with the Jets. We know what we're gonna get from them. From the Steelers, we don't know what we're gonna get from them. So that's just what it came down to. All right, here we go. Monday Night Football. Here we got the Ravens taking on against the Buccaneers. I forgot to put the record on here too. Ravens are 4-2. Tampa Bay is 4-2 as well. But when we look at this game, this is going to be an amazing Sunday night game. Ravens, Buccaneers at Tampa Bay. This is going to be an absolute phenomenal football game. And this was actually really close to be a one point game of the week. But this is my trickiest game of the week. And the reason I'm calling it tricky is because this game could go either way. It could go either way. Both offenses look really good right now. Both offenses have some studs out there. This is going to be a very close game. It is going to be a great game. I'm actually very excited to watch this. I'm going to be all over this game. And make sure you guys go vote in the poll. I think, yeah, make sure you guys go vote down there. It's going to be pretty good. But when you look at this game in general, I think Baltimore has some more studs offensively. I think they can get down to it. Now, both teams are going to get down the field. Both teams are going to score. Both defenses are playing about the same, which means both defenses will allow big plays. But I think Baltimore takes it. I trust the running game a little bit more. I don't know about the Buccaneers. Maybe they're a little bit beat up on the offensive end as well. But I do think everybody's going to have a big night. We talk about Baker, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They're all going to have big nights. Shepard, I'm expecting him to have a big night as well. Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Even though the Ravens are pretty good stopping, the Buccaneers are pretty good stopping the run. But I like Derrick Henry. I like Zay Flowers in the matchup. Maybe this is the first time we really see Mark Andrews get going a little bit. So I like this matchup a lot. I think this game can go back and forth. This one can go either way. But I think this game just really comes down to which gut and trust more. And I'm gonna take the Red Hot Ravens right now. I'm winning 4 games in a row. I think that looks really good on the resume. I'll take them 31-28 in a high shootout. Monday night game, but this one should be a damn good game, and this one, and really, literally, anyone can win this game. And I'm gonna take the Ravens -3.5 because I just think that's too small for if I'm taking the Ravens, it's too small for me to pick Tampa Bay to win. So the spread pick can go anywhere. This game can go anywhere. And end of the day, I'm taking the Red Hot Ravens. All right, ending off, we had the other Monday Night Football game here. We have the Chargers at the Cardinals. I don't know what to really think about the Cardinals. You know, this team is just so inconsistent. They go out here, excuse me. They go out here, they beat teams, they beat the shit out of us. They look bad. They look bad next week. Good, bad. We just don't know what we're going to see out of the Cardinals. Now, I was actually thinking about the Cardinals winning this game. Like the Cardinals can definitely win this game, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to take the Chargers and win this one 23-16. I think their defense has another big night. Big night here. Oh yeah, I forgot to change the spread pick there because before I was going to go with the Cardinals, but at the end of the day, I started to go with the Chargers here. I think they take it here. Take the Charger road. I'm taking the Chargers -2.5 as well. I think that's a good pick and spread there. But the reason why I'm not picking the Cardinals is because this team is so inconsistent. If the Cardinals were consistent, I probably would take the Cardinals here, but being completely honest. Plus, we don't know if Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to play in this game. Now I know he could play in this game. That's kind of like where I was. Like, but if Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing, I'm taking the Cardinals. If he's not the Chargers. But overall, I like what we're seeing out of the Chargers defense. I do think they will get to Arizona. You know, offensively, even though I'm kind of expecting Arizona's offense to bounce back a little bit, I don't think at times they're going to have a really good do with the Chargers. And especially the Chargers, their defense has been great, but I think the Chargers get the job done here on Monday night in Arizona. But this one should be pretty tricky, and expect this one to also be pretty interesting. Not as good as the other game, but also another pretty interesting option for Monday night. Alright guys, and that's going to do it for my analytics video. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Really do appreciate it. So very support. Anyway, I'm gonna be live tonight, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But anyway, we do appreciate everybody's support. This is BB signing off from Nation.com. Peace out, stay safe. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.